less we can say about that one, the better.
Yeah, not ideal. I mean, this is kind of what we thought the last one would be between these two teams.
Right.
Just happened to happen 3-4 weeks later.
Well, it's pretty simple. In November, the really good teams separate from the fine teams. And the 49ers are probably a fine team. And the LA Rams.
I called them a paper tiger, but I don't even know.
That's a thick stock of paper. To give you some deference there, the Niners did get almost 400 yards of offense. Now,
yeah, they have an offense that don't have a defense anymore.
Yeah, it's quite bad. It's
almost like when you count on your entire rookie class to like be your defense, and then the top pick in that draft tears his ACL, and your number one defensive end and the best linebacker in football all go down.
Yeah,
you're kind of screwed, and they're kind of screwed on that front.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I would also say that let's do the micro stuff now.
Okay.
And come back. Not having Michael did matter in this game because Kyron Williams got to do whatever he wanted on the ground.
Yep.
Blake Corum got to do whatever he wanted. Sometimes that was run into the ass of his own man, which was a hell of a play.
Yeah, there was almost a butt fumble.
Shout out Mark Sanchez. Hope you're doing well. Haven't heard from you in a while. But I tell you, I was going through my phone yesterday and I saw Mark Sanchez's number and I'm like, should I call him?
Oh, God.
Different Mark Sanchez. It was actually the KMBR one.
Yeah, I just talked to him.
Mark Sanchez,
I think he was doing well.
The financier?
Shout out Mark Sanchez. Not that more.
So
moving on.
So the Rams just ran duo whenever they wanted, and Jordan Elliott's like, please, like almost like a masochistic level of like, please wipe me out with two men. Like just run duo into my face.
Yeah, they just didn't have a chance. I mean, and I think Alfred Collins, as much as like he's been up and down and hasn't really been consistent. Like his size does matter, and it does help, and it does like.
Yeah, it's like Rudy Gobert in the paint.
Right, and he makes a few plays a game that do help. I don't know that would have made any meaningful difference, but I think it would have helped. I think my takeaway immediately in this game was, and this is what my column was, is like the idea that like any defensive end, that a Jermaine Johnson or someone, or even Trey Hendrickson would have done anything in this game alone would have. They had no chance. They just had no chance.
You need like one player more Keon Whites.
Miles Garrett might have made a difference.
Yes. Miles Garrett might have made a difference.
Right.
That's where we're at. And it came back to everything that we were saying leading into the draft. Like, can they find a way to get 6 players? Because even the players that we had taken for granted weren't good. Like Renardo Green, who we have been singing the praises of the last couple of weeks, was doo-doo today.
And he had a few good reps towards the end. But yeah, like the first half of this game, he just got picked on constantly. They attacked Renardo Green. Mm-hmm. They attacked Luke Gifford.
Oh, the Luke Gifford stuff was out of control.
Also, Malik Mustafa doesn't look very good.
Doesn't look good. But you know what? That's on us. Because you're coming off an ACL, and no one ever looks good coming off of a major knee injury.
Right.
And it's always the year after.
Just assuming it.
It's always the year after.
Luckily, the season doesn't really matter.
Well, so. I mean, the best case scenario for this team is what? They make the playoffs, the cosmos align, they get to play a backup quarterback in the first round, and they play a second-round game where they get their teeth kicked in by 25 points.
Yeah, I mean, the best case scenario is that like Stafford's back blows out, and then they face the Rams in like the NFC Championship.
Yeah. Or you get like Teddy Bridgewater and the Lions.
Yeah.
Because you're playing on the road. They're a 7 seed. They're a 6 or a 7
Although the Lions might be a 6 seed too.
That's what I'm saying. This is a team that's competing with a bunch of teams that aren't there.
Can I just read off their entire draft class?
Well, this is apropos because of the Gifford thing. And to quickly sum up the Gifford thing, it's the Rams use a lot of 2 tight end sets. This year they're using 3 tight end sets because, again, they're ahead of the curve when it comes to schematics in football, particularly on offense. And when they went to 3 tight end sets, the 49ers did what is an inherently logical thing to do, which is we will put our base defense on the field because you guys are super heavy.
Right.
And the Rams were like, you idiots.
Yeah.
You just put Luke Gifford on the field, and they ran, and I am not being hyperbolic here. I am not, most of the time when I say they targeted somebody, I mean it in sort of like a metaphorical way. They legitimately went to Luke Gifford every single time he was on the field.
Yeah.
There were no other reads.
Sean McVay, I think more than any other coach, it reminds me of the Falcons game where the Falcons did not attack Drake London against Darrell Luter. Didn't use Drake London against Darrell Luter. Didn't try and isolate him.
No.
When that was so obviously an advantage, and we're just like running their offense. They were just calling plays. They're just out there calling plays like in Madden, like coach suggestion.
Yep.
McVay goes, I know who sucks on your defense, and I'm going to go at him. And the first time, he attacked Marquise Siegel the entire game.
Well, once they figured out that they couldn't run their normal game plan,
right?
Because the Niners were doing the exact opposite of what they thought they would do, then they're like, we got to come up with a new game plan. Let's go at him.
Right.
And they did. Until he broke.
And so you got Luke Gifford out there. And the question is, like, I think as some people posed it when I was like, they really couldn't get Nick Barton a snap. Like, how bad does he have to be for them to say, we can't put him out there for a snap? And I know the counter will be, let me be clear, that he's not playing the same position. That, like, he's playing weak side linebacker and he's behind Curtis Robinson in that depth.
Well, Curtis Robinson can certainly play Sam.
Well, he's the backup Mike. So he's next in. Curtis Robinson's the backup Mike.
And they play Curtis Robinson as the backup Will.
Correct. So this is all
he's
to
more
say
built to be
Nick
a Sam.
Martin is the last linebacker on the depth chart. Explicitly.
Yes, and they're trying not to play him
and that's
at all.
And that's to say, like, they won't let him play Sam, which is something I think I asked about. It's like the positions aren't that different. I was asking, like, is he going to specialize in Will? I talked to Johnny Holland before the season, like, is it that different? He's like, we kind of want him to be able to do both. Like, there are differences.
Yeah.
But clearly they only feel comfortable with him as the backup Will, which is to say the game's over. There's 2 minutes left.
I'm sorry, the third string Will. It should be noted.
The third string Will. Correct. The third string. He's the
third string.
He's the last linebacker on the depth chart. With 2 minutes left, like, couldn't you just maybe get him some reps just so he sees the field? He's standing there, like, looking eager and looking sad on the sidelines, like he's ready to go in. Like, we're one of the only players not to take his helmet off.
I'm ready to play.
I'm just saying, it's not inspiring. It's not inspiring to see that.
No.
And I know it doesn't matter that much because the game's out of hand, but that's the point. Like, maybe give the kid 2 snaps.
Well, I think that the Niners were operating under the very faulty and foolhardy premise that it was technically a 2-score game.
Correct. That if they scored 2 touchdowns and 2
onside kicks. By the way,
didn't do the thing where they're down by 8 and you're supposed to go for 2, which is to say it didn't matter.
Right. So maybe they didn't actually believe in the 2-score thing. So they were picking and choosing. Yeah, it's not great that pick 75 isn't being given even perfunctory, rudimentary sympathy.
And not exactly thriving on the kickoffs.
Dude, you texted me right before. So we were kind of going through the Gifford thing.
Yeah.
And you text me, we're on other sides of the press box, which is probably best for everybody.
I'm on the side of the press box where there's lunatics yelling.
You hear it.
They're just
unbelievable.
It's
meanwhile,
insane.
my side of the press box just has me mumbling under my breath.
Dead silent.
And getting quarterbacks in Arizona fired. But you like after the Gifford got hit again, and it was, I mean, you all saw it. Like, this is not analysis. Right. You saw it. It does not require a breakdown. Whatever you think you saw, you saw.
Correct.
And in that, we're like, wow, really, they really don't want to go to Nick Martin. They really don't want to play Curtis Robinson at Sam.
Right.
Like they're just continuing to do this. And Sean McVay is like, oh, you're going to make it this easy. And then you text me like, oh, at least we get to see Nick Martin on special teams. And he proceeded on the following kick return.
Yeah, it went into the end zone. It was a touchback.
He got beat so fast on that little 5-yard patty cake game that they play.
He went up.
I mean, I've seen parking cones put up better resistance. No, please don't. That's what it sounded like.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't great. And again, we have now come to the point where you and I were very pessimistic about that pick. We undersold it on our vantage
I've almost
point.
Flipped.
Right. Like, how could we not? Clearly, he has some talent. Do something. Like, it's on you. If you take this guy 75 and now you can't find any role for him on the most god-awful defense injury list I've ever seen.
Also, I should specify, both their starting linebackers, D. Winters came in with a knee injury in both knees.
He had the Mac Jones.
Knee, comma, knee.
Yep, knee, comma, knee.
And Tatum Bethune had a thigh injury that he seemed to re-aggravate and just play through.
They figured that out.
It doesn't matter. But, like, you got 2 minutes left, both of your linebackers who you desperately need and you don't want to play the other ones came in with injury.
Just having them run head first into the line of scrimmage.
It doesn't matter. The game's out of hand. It's just like, don't you want to get the kid like a single rep
all this
so that you maybe can find out?
So much of the 49ers' failures and successes have come because they've drafted luckily or well, however you want to view it, and that this team's explicit stated formula for winning again was to stack good drafts on top of each other, with this past draft being sort of the crowning achievement of this administration. Jake, can you list off the last draft class?
So Michael Williams, torn ACL, out for the year. Pick 1, 11, Alfred Collins, round 2, 45, hip injury, inactive.
Right.
Nick Martin, 75th overall, last linebacker on the depth chart. Upton Stout, pick 100, starting, very mixed results.
Yes.
Very up and down, snap to snap, week to week. I don't know what he is at this point.
He's a tiny rookie. That's how it's going to go. It might never get better, but it has a chance. He's got the temperament.
CJ West was inactive last week, played in a rotation with Collins out. I thought he looked pretty decent.
Yeah, I didn't see anything glaring, but he's a guy that you got to see on tape.
Yeah, and it's I noticed him a couple times today, but again, totally unpolished, unfinished product. We liked him. Don't know what he is yet. Jordan Watkins played a few more snaps in each recent game. I think he had an ankle and a hamstring this year.
Did he play today?
He did. He had a few snaps. I've liked his blocking for a guy who's undersized, but like,
that was my big standout. I don't know if you were up at 6:30 this morning watching a game in Germany, but I was. And because I have no choice.
Was it Alec Pierce blocking?
No, the thing that really, and this was very reminiscent.
Ashton Doolin?
To answer your question, yes, it was Alec Pierce blocking.
Yeah.
And it was also Downs blocking. And it was also Pittman blocking.
Right.
And people have been kind of wondering how the Colts have this high-flying offense. I think that the 49ers and the Colts have many of the same characteristics as an offense. Really good play caller, a quarterback that you're like, I don't know.
Right.
An elite level running back, a really good tight end. And obviously the Niners haven't had this collectively, but for a couple of games this year. But the thing that really felt like, here's the difference between why the Colts offense is elite and why the Niners offense can't seem to ever find a third gear, is the Colts wide receivers block like some sons of bitches. It's like Emmanuel Sanders showed up midway through the season.
Ayuk, man.
Well, I mean, even if you just have Ayuk and Jennings, that's great. Then you're still rocking a third who I'm not quite sure.
Right. But it's like if you have one solid guy, it's like I watched a video. It was Travis Hunter building a wide receiver, and he's like listing. You do the thing where you're like, what do you want? Speed from Tyreek Hill, route running from Devontae Adams, is like blocking like Brandon Ayuk. Like they know.
And that was like a no nonsense.
That was like a known like, oh yeah, like oh no, it's Ayuk. Like they're missing that a tremendous amount, and the fact that Jennings is hurt, and it's like
he can't block,
dude. And they're asking him to what is a crack block, go down the line, and he can't get there. And then Kendrick Bourne's terrible at it. Awful. I'm sick of watching. I know he's a good positive guy and he makes a few nice catches a game. He's maddening to watch. It's and then I don't really know. It feels like Demarcus Robinson has just been the third and has never really gotten up to speed.
I don't get it.
I don't know what's going on there. I think you should just be playing him as your number 2.
I mean, it's easy for us to say. I guess I'll say this. It looks like he has very little burst off the line of scrimmage.
No, I don't think anyone on this team is showing a lot of burst.
That's fair. So when it looks appreciable for him, that speaks to some value.
By the way, we're talking about Jordan Watkins. I didn't even get to the other guy, Jordan James.
Who?
No sight of him. Another guy who I was like not a huge fan of, but I was like, all right, well, I'll give him a chance. Seems like he might play a role.
He's here. We don't want to shit on him.
Has not played a role that like Isaac Guerendo is the special teams running back, and Jordan James just doesn't play.
Is Guerendo's not even back there on kick returns still?
No, he's I think just a gunner.
He's actually a pretty good gunner.
He's fast.
He's
basically a special teams linebacker.
Wow. Well, good work if he can get it.
And then Marquis Siegel, who started early, who just a healthy scratch last 2 games in a season where like you need everybody you can get. Clearly, they think Pinnock is like the big nickel and special teams.
I get that with Pinnock being big nickel. that's okay because Jair is now apparently.
And you're never gonna bench Mustafa.
No, you want to see him work through that scar tissue. I just do not understand the Jair Brown love. I don't get it. I can appreciate that he makes some nice plays every now and again.
Yeah.
He follows that up with just 3 of the most god-awful routes to the ball you've ever seen and complete absence of mind when in space.
And I think it's something where it's like he can't afford a half second. Like there's like Mustafa and Siegel have the speed where
the closing speed.
Yeah. Have the speed where if like they're off, if they take a wrong step, they should. I mean, Mustafa looks a step slower.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be fine, but like he's clearly a step slower right now. Siegel has the speed to make up for mistakes, and Jair Brown just like physically does not.
It's like the Niners made the choice that instead of a player who was kind of getting dunked on repeatedly, he was like in position but couldn't play the ball. They're like, what if we had someone 3 yards away? Wouldn't that look better?
So to close out the draft, by the way, Curtis Rourke always was going to be a PUP stash.
Right.
No, this is 7th round, so it doesn't matter. Connor Colby, who let's say hit because he was picked 249 back on the bench after starting.
He gave you 1 good game.
Yeah,
that's
had a groin injury, then was bad.
Yep. Good job, Connor Colby.
Junior Bergen, cut and practice squatted. So you currently have Alfred Collins, who's injured, Michael Williams injured, Nick Barton, who you really are begrudgingly playing on special teams. Upton Stout Michael Williams is your biggest hit so far, even with the ACL injury by far. And then it's
Collins can make up.
Collins and then Stout.
Yeah.
But it's like you don't have, aside from Michael, who had the injury, and you can't bet on injuries, but they did bet on an entire rookie class. And again, as I said time and time again, rookies, by the numbers across the board, get hurt more than any other player in the NFL because it's a longer season. They're not used to the physicality of the NFL. And they're coming off long off seasons.
And they're coming off not just long off seasons, but arduous long off seasons.
Yes.
They come off of off seasons where all they do is train
for
this, job interview of the combine and all of that. So they're fried. They're totally fried. And they never get a time to rest because you do the draft and you have to stay in shape through the draft. And then it's immediately rookie minicamp.
You're just gassed.
They get a month off max. And that's June. And not even there's minicamp.
Exactly. They just don't really have a chance.
What is it, 45 days?
And it's like, so I think this all brings us back to the point of like people that were arguing that one defensive end would solve this team. One, it was always wrong. And by the way, they did acquire Keon White. Like I know it wasn't a major acquisition, but they did acquire one.
Yeah.
Like they did.
By the way, it's just not a good number.
56?
No, it doesn't look right. It
doesn't
look right on him. It's not the right body type for a 56. 56 has got to be a speed rusher.
Just a weird aside. I'm with you. It's just
if Keon White was acquired on Tuesday,
right?
People would be like, "Oh, John Lynch, 100%." But he does it a week early because they need the guy, and it's like, why didn't he do anything at the deadline?
And again, they could only trade their first 3 picks. Once Jermaine Johnson was the second, that was over. That was like the only real.
Johnson's not even worth a 4th.
Correct.
Thank you.
But they would have traded a 4th for him.
Yes,
I think.
Yeah, they would have.
But like the point is, they set up the season where it was like 2026 is the year, and they were going in and they were saying, Robert Saleh said it's going to be like a roller coaster ride. Literally, we're spinning a wheel, and we're saying we have enough top end talent that maybe if it all hits, great. If not, we're sort of resetting, and we can just bet on the fact that we're rebuilding. We're getting reps for rookies. We're going to test some stuff schematically, and we'll see where we end up. And I think the fact that they started off 6-3 and 3-0, they go, oh shit, maybe we do have a chance.
Right.
And this is like a sobering, okay, we're actually not even in the same stratosphere as these teams.
I mean, I think what happened is pretty straightforward. I think they San Francisco'd themselves. Like, there's no market in America that loves to smell its own brand than the Bay Area. Like, it is both its best quality and its worst. And the Niners come out of the gate and look really good to start, and they're like, oh, we're so much better at this than anybody else. And
it's like the Warriors, and people are immediately crowning the Warriors.
And the Warriors been 4-1 the last 3 years, and then they're like, we can load manage the rest of the way. And it's like, you only have 4 wins under your belt.
We're all 38 years old.
Yeah,
so.
like, dude, this is an everyday thing. So, no, the Niners. I think the Niners just like, oh, we beat the system. Like, we're so smart. Our coaches are so good.
Right.
We're going to be fine. Like, everything's going to be fine. We're just going to be the best team. And then the universe is like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And hit you with just injury after injury after injury. And we're not doctors. We don't understand it. And usually that stuff goes back and forth. I don't know. If you want to bitch about it, go ahead and bitch about it. There's nothing constructive that can be had with that conversation.
Yeah, particularly with the Purdy one where they brought him back. And it's like, isn't this turf toes and this is the same thing that's keeping Joe Burrow out 3 months of 49ers? You're like, no.
It wasn't, to be fair, it wasn't as serious. It was the side of the toe as opposed to the
But
inside.
He's going to end up being out as long as Burrow is.
Yeah, well, and this is – I also find this whole Mac versus Brock –
I'm not even really acknowledging that.
Well, I'll acknowledge it on the basis, not to engage in the conversation itself, but to merely point out, like, if Mac Jones wins games and you have a starting quarterback who will never be 100% healthy, you ride that train all the way to the gates of hell. Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Because the longer you wait in theory, though perhaps not in practice, the healthier Brock will be when you actually need him. I'm interested to see how how the less scrupulous amongst us, the shameless amongst us, frame this Mac performance, because it was both. Wow, that was a huge one. I don't know if the microphone picked that. No, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I don't watch chiropractic videos.
I like to scare people by cracking my neck in elevators.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it makes sense when I do it because you look like all my. It looks like I got the what's it, the Holland Pierce, like all of my joints.
Yeah. Ah! Just in full pain.
Every day I like exit from.
But like Mac was good, and also he on 4 straight plays he stared down the middle of the field and almost threw 3 interceptions.
Yeah, what was that?
He just refused to acknowledge anything other than Juwan Jennings on a skinny post over the middle.
Well, and to be fair, they just ran that bang 8. That was their only play they had against the Rams. Like, this is actually a little bit of my frustration with today. I don't know if I don't think Bob had a very good game.
No, that's the thing. Some people are like calling for his head, which, by the way, you're kind of a moron because like he's done incredible things this year, and also they have no defense.
Yeah,
you can also say that while saying I don't love him putting Sam O 1-on-1 in man coverage and getting picked by his own man. Right. I don't think that was necessarily the best call in that situation.
It was just a strange mix of hyper conservative and hyper aggressive.
Yeah,
it's like, can we find? It's bad music.
It didn't feel quite as bad as like Wilkes or Sorensen, where it's like, okay, I'm calling a blitz now.
Hello, can you phone me to the other sideline so I can let them know that I'm blitzing? It's like in the early rules of baseball, the hitters got to announce
it didn't feel like there was a flow of we're doing this and we're mixing with where he's in a flow state. It felt disjointed.
No, and maybe that's just a byproduct of, again, you have a shitty football team. And it's like, how am I supposed to make this all – like, it's hard to make good music when you got a crappy band. And there was no rhythm to anything they did on defense today. And a lot of it looked really disjointed. It was not jazz. It was not jazz.
Well, sometimes jazz sounds pretty disjointed.
It was like when Tim Hyde – what was it? What's the name of the guy who does the voice in Bob's Burgers?
Sorry, Dieter's going to make a really specific reference that no one but him understands.
Thank you.
So just bear with him.
Thank you. If you don't know the brand by now.
H. John Benjamin?
H. John Benjamin. H. John Benjamin did a jazz album. You ever heard about this?
You've told me about this.
Yeah, so he did a jazz album. It's called Jazz Daredevil or something, where he, not a trained musician, tried to do jazz.
That sounds like the Kyle Mooney album that just came out.
I haven't heard that one. Sometimes a bit too abstract for
Understandable.
me. But yeah, he was doing some Jazz Daredevil stuff today.
That sounds
where
about right.
It's just bad. It's a tough listen. Meanwhile, Kyle, they ran the same game plan as the last time. Like that bang 8 repeatedly.
I just don't know how much else they had to offer.
I think that, I guess. I don't know. I feel like Emmanuel Forbes could have been taken advantage of.
Yeah.
I feel like they got out of their rhythm. I think they got out of they got out of their skull a little bit.
Well, the Rams did what the 49ers did to them last time and went up early, and then that one you could feel it as soon as that first drive was a 3-and-out. Like I was like, ooh, I like the quick out to Jennings to start the game. Then they had a
nice
shitty run,
a 5-step drop out of under center.
Yeah, and then it was like a 2-step.
Yeah,
and then it was a run that didn't go anywhere, and then they couldn't get it on third down, and you're like, all right, well, that's the game.
here was the game for me. It was 21-7. 49ers have the ball.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Where's
30,
the
31
fourth down and they punted it with 19 seconds left?
That was bad. But 37 seconds left in the second quarter, and this led to that punt.
Right.
But they have that incomplete pass to Jennings, okay? The one of many. But Jones throws an incomplete pass to Jennings. He is clearly interfered with, overtly, by McCullough. The Niners are so distraught about the second PI that was clearly missed. And by the way, Stadium Ops today was just on one. They were putting out Zapruder film on penalties.
It was kind of
They're just, the refs, you didn't see this. It's like, it's called football.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't call it. Also, a spin move.
I like when they do that and the fans go, oh, that was the right call.
That's the best. Like,
there's dead silence.
Like the Tatum Bethune hit out of bounds. And everyone's like, boo!
Everyone, and then they show it.
And
like, no, he took 2 full steps out of bounds.
So they have the incomplete pass. It's clearly PI. It was first down. So it's 2nd and 10 at the 50. And they're so distraught. They're bitching about it so much that they get a delay of game penalty, which, by the way, you can make the argument. I don't think it's that big of a stretch to say that then that turned into the punt that they gave up. They just punted it with 19 seconds left on the 47-yard line on a 4th and 7.
Instead of it being
4th and 2.
Which then you're definitely going for it.
Because the next play after that was another incomplete pass to Jennings where they tried to force feed it, and then they luckily got it to Kittle, and Kittle made something out of it.
Not that I get why you punt it, but also you have to go for that on 4th and 7.
Well, their argument was, we'll get the ball back. It's the fact that doesn't even factor into it tells you how much of a bloodbath this was. But that's when it felt like they just completely lost any semblance.
And it's tough to belabor the fact that they just don't have the dudes. Like defense, it's just threadbare.
I don't even know if they have the dudes on offense because their offensive line played well today.
Yeah.
Kittle played
Interestingly,
really well.
Burford started the first half. I wanted to ask if the plan is to have Barch start because it could have been a Mustafa thing where they wanted Barch to play the second half. Or I think realistically they're evaluating both options, saying they're both mediocre. Let's see which mediocre option is better. So they started Burford and went to Barch, who had one really nice block, and then I didn't really notice it.
I think he only played one series.
No, I thought he played the whole second half.
No, they put Burford back in at one point.
I don't know what's going on.
That's where I'm at with most
I don't
things.
know a damn thing.
I mean, I think that's what I don't want to go.
I thought they went Burford first half.
Okay.
Barch second.
Listen, I'm not telling you that I'm right. No, they put okay. Unless Barch got a really good tan, I thought Burford was back in there.
Okay.
So, and who knows? Barch might have gotten injured, though Kyle did say no injuries. So, hey, amongst all things today,
who's to say?
No injuries. Give me a stud.
I guess Brian Robinson. Can I just say Brian Robinson and George Kittle?
Sure.
George Kittle's fucking phenomenal. Sky Moore had a couple good special teams plays.
One.
Yeah.
That was a good punt return.
Yeah.
And it was ballsy.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Khalil Davis had his classic run stops, but I can't pretend he was good all game.
Yeah.
Yeah, George Kittle, Brian Robinson, and I would say most of what Mac Jones did, about 2/3.
That was a tough interception.
And 1/3 was not.
Yeah. Duds, probably too many to count.
Yeah. Mustafa, truly, we didn't even mention it. Devontae Adams, that was just one-on-one. And it wasn't even, that was him not knowing the route concept and the tendencies that Adams was going to break out there, especially with an in-breaking route ahead of him.
Yeah.
And just getting beat.
Yeah.
Gifford, Elliott.
The Gifford thing is just unbelievable.
I didn't think the linebackers, both linebackers looked achy.
Yes. I'm not going one way or another on it.
Again, I have to watch tape. But
I always prefer D in the game, mainly because he's more horizontal. I think that it can work.
Yeah. Bethune looks slow.
The problem is they're still D-pad linebackers, up, down, left, right. There's no closing, and I think that they see it. I think that they get it, but it's a tough look. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams with that little jump stop that he does, fucking Luka Doncic.
He's pretty fucking sick.
He's unbelievable.
So it's okay.
He's also my age and was doing it and then popped his back, which I can totally relate to.
I will say, we've been very negative because, I don't even know if it's been negative. I think it's just a reality.
42-26.
They got rocked.
They're down 20-0.
If you want a source of optimism,
Okay.
Let me give you pessimism first.
Okay. As if
this team's not winning the Super Bowl this year.
No.
But they can still make the playoffs.
Absolutely.
They play next 4 games against the Cardinals, Panthers, Browns, Titans. I bet they win 3 out of those 1, and they lose to the Browns. Shanahan does not do well against Jim Schwartz. I think I would, regardless of how this team is played, I'd be shocked if they don't beat the Cardinals. I think Walter Nolan also left that game injured, so we'll see.
A star.
The Panthers.
I haven't watched it yet, but my weekly Seahawks watches have been.
Seahawks are throttling people.
I think that's the thing. That's the biggest thing that stands out to me. You're right. Like I think they still make the playoffs. I still think they get to 10 wins. The problem is they're in a class clearly below 2 other teams in their own division,
and those are clearly the 2 best teams in the NFC.
Right, as of right now, yeah, without a question. And,
not even close.
Right. So I wasn't totally sure about the Rams because, again, they beat the Saints and the shell of the Ravens, and then who was it? There was another one in there. But 3 bad teams, in effect. And so I wasn't quite sure. And I think that you can make an argument from a removed position. If you weren't here and you just looked at the box score, you could be like, I don't know about that Rams defense. And they did not do anything interesting or cool all day because they didn't have to.
Yeah.
Like why try when you can just
They kind of looked like they were phoning it in a little bit.
Yes, they were up 21-0. Right. And then they immediately are like, now we're good. Yeah. Like it was kind of like their game against the Saints.
Sorry, very briefly. Jared Verse murdering Matt Hennessy.
Yeah.
On that blocked kick, which was not something we even got to.
I mean, I'd like to find, I don't think it will happen. I actually am not misanthropic enough to believe that this will go down. But there was a point in this game where I thought that somebody was going to blame Jake Brendel for them losing. And that's how you know that it's beyond the plot.
Yeah, it's not great.
Because I thought the offensive line, again,
I thought it looked fine. I didn't notice it that much.
Yeah, Matt got the ball out.
Yeah.
They ran the ball
even on the
well.
one rep where I think Colton McKivitz was like stumbling and bumbling, he still like stayed in front of his guy.
Yeah, and there was a lot of those reps that Pooney's giving you where he just keeps going backwards. But like it's so slow that you can move around it.
Yeah, it's tough when I'm grading sometimes. I'm like, that's a loss.
Oh, he lost hard.
You didn't fully like
you didn't give up the flag, you know?
Right.
you held the line. The line kept moving, but there's still a line. Yeah, I was underwhelmed with Bob's performance. I think I have to put him in as a dud. To not adjust to the Gifford thing felt. I know he had to have seen it. He had to have acknowledged.
Well, then the other problem was like they're trying to go to big nickel and they couldn't get the substitutions right.
Well, Winters wouldn't come off the field because he's like, why should I come off the fucking field? I'm your best player. like kind of hard to argue that, by the way. like it was. They had one timeout and then one too many men penalty. And it wasn't a Sorensen situation. It was just like, I guess we didn't practice that enough, which not ideal. Though not then great. Again, how are you supposed to practice? None of these comments have shown up, by the way. So Jake's going to have to read them
I'm going to have to read comments off because I think we need to get to them and then get the hell out of here.
That makes sense. But I don't know how you're supposed to practice and let D. Winters know, hey, you're coming off the field because we're doing big nickel. When one, you're probably not expecting you to do big nickel.
Right.
And two, D. Winters hasn't practiced. So at least Curtis Robinson knew.
Yeah, he knew. He knew, but no one else did.
Comments?
We didn't have a lot of questions.
Okay.
This roster on defense is broken. Thanks, Tony. Yes.
Tony?
Yes, it is.
You're telling me, buddy.
People getting pissed at Jennings this game, but Bourne keeps getting a pass. It's because that was Benali. Yeah, people just aren't like watching what Bourne does every snap because like they like his vibe.
People are pissed at Jennings for that game?
I mean, he did turn the ball over and have a false start. And
the false start, I'll give him, okay, fine. Like, it was a bad false start, but like, fine, that's 5 yards. The fumble was bad, no question.
2 penalties.
I think he kind of made up for it. I thought he was pretty good otherwise.
I thought he was pretty good otherwise. More like a Kendrick Bourne performance. Bourne just like doesn't block.
He just doesn't exist if he's not everything.
Yeah, I'm really sick of watching him play.
You've been saying that. You said that after a 142-yard game.
I have no problem with him. It's aggravating to watch.
He's a nice enough guy. Did he even get? He got 1 catch for 19 yards today.
What else? Kittle had a game. Anyone have a question? Sorry, I have to.
I mean, I don't know. There's not a lot of analysis.
There's not a lot. All right, I'll take one and then we'll get out of here.
Okay. What we got?
Chaz says, "Who's the Niners' best player on defense right now?"
I just said it. I think it's D. Winters.
I think it's probably Bryce Huff.
Oh, that's a good one.
Who, by the way, just like started it like from down one. I thought they were going to ease him into it. They're like, nope, you're going for it.
Nope.
I would say it's Bryce Huff, who looked like he was coming back from an injury problem.
I mean, it's definitely not Renardo Green. It's definitely not Diamador Lenore right now.
I'm going to say it's Huff.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Winters, but
great.
Yeah, Winters had 2 quarterback hits today and a tackle for loss.
Love that. All right, I think that'll do it for us. We got.
Bryce Huff had 3 quarterback hits.
Yeah, I got to rewatch it, but
let me read this box score out loud.
Okay.
Okay. We will talk. I think we're going to do Monday and maybe Wednesday. We'll find out. This week's going to be weird.
See you later.
Bye.